The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Players Lounge on a Monday.
Cowboy! Newey! He's D-Mac!
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. We did it. Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody good?
Everybody good!
We did it.
Wait, quick, hold on. You remember how people felt after that Philly game before we played San Francisco last season? That's how they look, just like that. They showed up to the stadium looking just like that.
Hey, man.
But nah, I'm happy. Man. I'm happy.
Hey, man.
My fat head on. Look at him.
Heckma Harrison. Okay, let's go. Let's immediately do the rewind. Cowboy predictions. Newey said Cincinnati 27-10. D-Mac had Cincinnati 24-13. Church had Cincinnati 31-17. The Heckma Harrison had the Cowboys winning 21-20. They come up and they beat the Bengals on a 50-yard Brett Maher field goal to win 20-17. Here's the ironic part about it. Maybe you guys hadn't thought about this, but you know what? I was sitting there last night and I said, last year they lost game one to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They go out to L.A., and they're in a tough game with the Chargers. They end up needing a field goal of 56 yards to beat the Chargers 20-17. The game was on CBS. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo with the call. Yesterday's game was on CBS with Jim Nantz, Tony Romo on the call. The Cowboys needed another field goal at the end of regulation. They win 20-17 to get to 1-1. Heckma Harrison, I'm going to give you the floor, my friend.
Oh, yeah. So you saying Jim Nantz and Tony Romo is the rabbit's foot? Is that where you going with that? Come on, man. I want you to keep that same energy. So,
Hold on,
Wait a
you
minute.
say what? Because listen, we don't want to talk how last year went is not how we want this year to go. But if that's what you cool
see,
with,
Mac.
if that's what you cool with,
See, Danny.
I'm just
Look,
I'm just saying.
hold on. This ain't about me.
Okay,
let me stop right quick. Let me stop. Let me come back a little
my
bit.
bad.
Because my man, you want a challenge. And let me just take this off of me. Because you want a whole reality show. Cue the music, CBZ. Please, cue the music, man. Cue the music, man. My dog. My dog.
We got a dub.
My dog. We get dubs all around up in here.
Two wins for the Cowboys.
Come on.
And then come from behind for the Cowboys. Actually, you hit the game with a field goal.
Yes.
Coming up the mountain, coming from behind, get the dub.
That was biblical, dog.
Hey,
you
man.
came up the mountain. You know, dog. I mean, how did that? I mean, just
Hey, you know how many points I had at that time? 17.
dog.
I'm just telling you, man. Go get your lottery ticket tonight, man. 17 points. I'm just telling you, that's 17, and then I, hit the field goal to get to the top of the mountain to
Danny,
get the
how does that feel, man? Knowing that you went in and you handled your business. I mean, everybody watches Challenger, Survivor, all of that. But how does that feel actually after the fact, that basking in the afterglow of your victory, brother?
Honestly, quickly, it's crazy just because me and the wife really do watch the challenge. We grew up watching Real World. We grew up watching Road Rules.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those surreal moments to actually be like, I watched it on TV and I kind of just like dove through the
That's
screen
crazy.
and then ended up at the top. And it was fun, but it sucked. But I'm glad I did it.
So how hard was it for you to hold it in?
Man, look, my mom didn't know. So my wife knew and my stepdad knew. My mom didn't know.
What?
So it really wasn't that hard because I just went through the same thing with Survivor. But you want to tell everybody, but I want everybody to enjoy watching the show. I don't want to spoil it for them. So tough not to tell them, but not that hard.
Is mom's the person that if you tell, she gonna tell everybody?
Yeah, she's not gonna be able to hold it in, bro. She's gonna be trying to post it on Facebook, all type of stuff. Nah,
Messing with your check.
Yeah, she can't know. Nah, she probably keep it secret, but I think it was better for her to then get to the end and watch it and see it happen that way.
So, heck, the entire time he's done these shows, I've never asked him about the ending or anything.
Right.
I wanted to respect that, just just not do it. Just okay. When I know, I'll know. But I never wanted to put him in a position to try and say anything at all. So having just also knowing there's rules that they have to abide by as contestants, because last thing these shows want are any spoilers. So I never asked him. I just okay, we'll find out.
He was giving hints and clues though that he had won with the Spain trip and the matching outfits with the white feet. That should have told us right there. That's a winner right there.
We was doing that on Survivor. But let me tell you this before we get back to the Cowboys. Hey, listen, I don't want y'all to don't be making fun of me for about being on vacation, because this is a 2-part show. Okay. That means I won that part, and now I have to go on to the World Championship to try to win the next one. All right. So I don't want to hear nothing about no vacation. Your boy's trying to get a dub, man. We trying to stay booked and busy. That's all.
So what you're trying to tell me is you're gonna miss some more time.
Hey, money is calling. Would you leave for $250?
I just asked the question.
Yeah,
so
you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Tell me you leave it again.
Okay. Start training again.
More time for you.
I've been training. I've been training since I won.
Nah, well, actually, I did say that. We did say that on Friday. It was like, okay, man, that means you've got, because Barry had talked about how you had to go on to the world. I was like, so you don't get no break. You got to keep on.
Oh yeah,
keep on going, man.
Yeah, while you can.
Get you one of them protein endorsements or something like that.
Man, listen, when they start calling, I'll be all right. I'm gonna wait for them.
So you got the Challenge International, and you got school on Friday. What you doing?
I'm in school on Friday, but heck, enough of that.
Oh, this ain't no time soon.
No, I'm just saying.
This is about you.
Yeah.
This is about you.
We want you to bask in yours now. So I got mine. You got yours.
This is your time to shine. This is on you, man. I've been waiting all day, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 2 things. All right, we did it. Everybody okay? Heck me go.
Yeah, they doubted us. They doubted us, Cowboy Nation. And I'm just happy that I got sole custody right now. Cowboy Nation, I won that. And, where I look at it, guys, is I was trying to explain it to y'all the whole time that our defense is what it is. And D-Mac, you being the defensive guy, that's how I'm going to win you back. That's how you coming back over. Right now, 40, I think you're on the ropes. You hadn't seen enough, but you know that D-line is for real. Micah, the big briefcase. What can you say about Micah? Y'all see this guy being disruptive and completely changing the way offenses are scheming for the Cowboys, and it makes so many things easy for us. Kellen Moore got the memo, Nui. Did you see? He got the memo, Nui, and he went out and he came up with a game plan that worked. Maybe in the first half, but in the second half, he had enough of a lead where he could play it conservative and put that defense out on the field, and they did what they did. That was a great team victory. And if you can get 4 or 5 more of these team victories until you can put Voltron back together with Dak, hey, man, I'm all for it.
Listen, and I love it. I love the fact that somehow we started leaning on the run game, and we saw how that could help us specifically in the first half.
Right.
All right. My worry has always been not about the team, not about the defense. As you know, I've been locked in on this defense the entire time. It's been on the offensive coordinator and his ability to stick with the run and help his defense out. If you can't do that, then you get into games like you did last year with Kansas City, where eventually the people going to get tired. Right. Our defense did they had to face an 8-minute drive yesterday at the end of the game. Now, if you don't play that way in the first half, your defense is gassed out. They have no ability to do nothing for the second half of the game. So I'm worried because, like I said, Amari Cooper started complaining, right? They threw the ball to Amari Cooper all game the next game. And after that, disappeared again. It's like they forgot about, okay, we took care of y'all. Now we're going to get back to doing what we do. All right? So I haven't seen enough as far as our offensive coordinator being consistent enough to continue with this type of play. If that happens, yeah, my mind's going to change. But if next game we go out here and we don't do the same thing, you won't be having that on.
So we talked about trust, and the trust requires 3 things.
Tell us again.
Time, proof,
and consistency.
And so that's what Kellen Moore is, Danny's telling you. I have to see this on a consistent basis, is what Danny's saying. So he did it once.
Right.
Can you do it again and again? And then, only then, will he gain trust. Somebody said to me, like, hey, man, he did good till he ran out the play sheet.
He came out.
The scripted play, he was good. After that, he's like,
He came out hot. No trick him and dick him, no none of that, bro. He run the ball left, run the ball right, bootleg. Run the ball left, run the ball right, whatever. And it was working. It continued to work because what happens is when these defenders realize that they have to defend the run for a running back who's going to come through the line and punish you, now you start scooting up a little bit, right? You start trying to get an extra step so you can make sure you get to Zeke before he get to you. And then now – they open behind you, and that's what opens everything up. And if you could continue to do that, then you great because your defense is going to make those plays for you.
Right. And Nui, we talked about what Stephen Jones said about CeeDee Lamb after the game and those comments. And I said personally that I didn't think
before the game.
But no, after the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before this game, yes. And I said personally that I didn't think the assessment was fair of him because of what his supporting cast did. Okay. And the fact that we know that he doesn't have much of one. Seeing Noah Brown flourish in this game, to me, spoke to everything, the point that I was making. When you have your guy being double, triple teams, you have to have another guy that can get open and soften that coverage. Once Noah Brown started getting off, what did they do? They had to respect the Dallas Cowboys out in coverage. The running game is working, okay? You got everything clicking for you. Those first downs, when you have to get a first down, you need a first down, you can throw to your guys in open spaces. Though you don't have those linebackers with the ability to sit underneath routes like they were before, like we saw in Tampa. Now, let's not get it twisted. Tampa's a way better defense than the one we just saw. But I'm just saying, when you can loosen the defense up the way that we did this last game, it makes everything else easy.
And don't forget this. Now, I don't want to take credit for like I'm an offensive coordinator, but what did we say? How do you get CeeDee Lamb involved? If the DB is going to play 8-9 yards off, turn and throw it to him. Yeah. See what he does with it. First down.
Yep.
I said I didn't have a problem with what the Joneses said about CeeDee Lamb. And, in fact, I liked it. You know what? We expect more out of you. They want to give the man a bag. You know they do.
Right.
They've paid receivers here. Hey, man, be that guy. After the game, CeeDee Lamb said, nothing changed from last week. Yeah, it did. You didn't see him dropping balls, did you? You saw him out there doing his part. There's nothing wrong with going to people who you and Jimmy Johnson used to talk about. I'm going to treat you as I see you. And they're saying, we think you're number one. You have to come with a number one performance. This is what comes with the meal. And I thought he met the challenge. And I thought, he didn't drop balls. He did his part here. And I also thought they were effective in scheming up and helping him get the ball early. But I had no issues with that. In fact, there are times where I wish they did more of that. Because you got some folks around here sometimes who get that bag and, vamoose.
Yeah.
Look at La'el Collins. Okay, so they got rid of La'el Collins, and they basically talked about how they were frustrated with him. And maybe had you said that when he was here, maybe he could have turned some of this around. But I just don't have an issue if you are telling the truth and we're not making it personal. Like George Steinbrenner when I called Dave Winfield Mr. May one time because Reggie Jackson was Mr. October. It's like, we don't need to do that. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, look, I need more from you. Because if you don't get more from CeeDee Lamb, you ain't going to go very far.
No, these guys have contracts and they're paid, so there's an expectation placed on everybody. So I understand the expectation that's put on CeeDee Lamb. We're only just talking about the supporting cast that he has to help soften up these defenses. Because guys can play triple team you, and if you don't have anything on the outside or anybody else that can threaten the defense, I can allocate all of my attention over to you. And Barry Church, everybody's already alluded to that's the case with CD. But when you have a Noah Brown that can come in, soften up those zones and make things easier for your star receiver, then everything else flows better.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all. I'm not. That yes, it's going to help if other guys catch the football and make some plays. But at the same time, CD can control what he can control. Dropping balls on third downs, which can move the chains.
Oh, absolutely.
That can't happen. He's got to be, once they did what they did with Cooper, the margin got a little bit slimmer. And so, yeah, he's got to get there.
Who is balling, by the way? Amari Cooper. Who is balling, by the way? All right. Just wanted to get in.
9 catches over 100 yards, a touchdown yesterday,
in a loss.
Yeah. He actually played a part in it too.
Yeah. We just talking about what happens when you get a man the ball. As we're saying, make sure that you feature CeeDee Lamb in your offense as well. So we know that it can be done. We know these players can still get out here and be productive. You just got to make sure you get them the ball.
So what was the part of the game for you?
You don't like me being on your offensive coordinator.
It's all good.
No, I need to hear this because maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off.
No, I feel. I mean, you're justified in saying that. I feel as though that the Cowboys, the addition by subtraction, still hadn't come to fruition yet. You hadn't seen the best of this team, and because of the week one, the assessment is fair. from saying that the offense struggled, but I think that you could see if you could get all of these guys involved. We've been begging for who to have more of an impact? Tony Pollard. And guess who put his stamp on this game? So we could talk about Coop all day, but can we talk about TP and what he did? Well, can we talk about the way that he and Zeke fed off, balanced each other in the backfield? Can we talk about that? Newey, you giving me the last call for alcohol? Look again. Talk about it.
We talking about the offensive coordinator.
Come on, man.
Yes,
and you coming here sophisticated. You're throwing these words around. I want you to keep that same energy, Newey Scruggs.
Were you talking bad about those guys?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he was.
I got to catch up because I'm like, what happened? What did you say?
You act as though two things can't be true. That you could have Amari Cooper and still get production out of
like that, huh?
Zeke and Tony Pollard as well. That, well, Coop's gone, so now they're going to feature these guys. You could have done that too. Kellen Moore decided not to do that when they were here enough. And so their whole premise is, we got rid of him, and so now we're going to be better. I don't think you can lose that kind of talent and tell me, well, Dennis Houston, Noah Brown, and by the way, a guy we drafted in the third round, we talked about how good he was all camp long and still ain't got a jersey yet.
Man,
something must
be going on with that too.
Yeah,
by the way.
That's what's going on.
Dennis Houston, but I think he must have a case of the yips because anytime you see a guy carrying around a football, he must be dropping it. I've seen that before. So something's going on there. But all I'm saying is for Tony Pollard long, they gave it to him as a pass, but it's the 46-yarder. Yes. I look at that as a run. Okay, and if you look at that as a run, that means Tony Pollard finished the game with 89 yards, and I think you'll take that all day long to add to that average.
But we've been talking on the Players Lounge forever about getting opportunities for these guys, and we've even talked about, like, hey, look, it doesn't matter if it's necessarily a run or a pass or just something quick to get him the ball, get him the ball, and that's what they need to be doing. So yeah, and so how long? What we had to do? Screen to the top. Mike McCarthy got to jump up here to the media, basically beg Kellen Moore, please do this, please run the ball. I mean,
that's what you saw.
I mean,
that's what he did.
From Jerry too.
Right.
This
Jerry
is
got to
top
go on the
down.
radio show. So everybody's sitting around here saying, "Will you please do this?"
Right.
I mean, so I'm not going to sit up here and backslap Kellen Moore for doing something that, I'm sorry, we've all been talking about you should do, and then what happens when you do it? Oh, wow.
It
Upset
works.
victory. Now, will you do it again? And that's what Danny's saying. Will he do it again?
That's what worries me, and I'm still gonna stand on this. There ain't no Tony Pollard breaking these runs without Zeke getting up in there first.
Absolutely.
And I'm just, you have to continue to do that. I know everybody wants to see the tandem. The tandem only works if you get 21 in there wrecking shot before 20 comes in there as a change of pace guy. That's the only way it works.
Man, I 100% agree with you because Zeke was running hard. Okay,
through your face mask.
Yeah, and it might, those 2, 3 yard, 4 yard runs, like you just pointed out, and I'm just going to piggyback off of that. Those runs make the linebackers step up and make things behind them so much easier, and you saw that happen. But you were asking me a question about what was it that I saw that just kind of stuck out to me in that game. It's the big briefcase. It's the bazooka. What?
It's
time to take a break.
Let's take a break.
Cue the music, Chris.
when Heckma comes back here on the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos, we get into the big bazooka. We get into the big briefcase right here on the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer, where you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses. You can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys? Jack Black. Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS One score, September 2019.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Are you a Cowboys fan who spices up the game? Nominate yourself or a friend to be the Cowboys Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, and win a trip to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. Nominate yourself or a friend at DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year. You're in the Players Lounge, presented by Tostitos. Barry Church out today. He want to come get that whooping, but you know what? I'm sitting right here right now. I'm gonna come to heck my hair. I'm gonna let this man have his moment. Okay,
he should enjoy this one.
Danny McCray, former Cowboys. He came here too, man. We're not trying to go all of a sudden run to the golf course. Ain't ran to the golf course all year long. Now all of a sudden, Heckman got his moment. You know, Heckman tried to tell us all he was the only one who picked the Cowboys. Church had it 31-17. I had it 27-10. Danny had it 24-13. But we here.
I have a question though. Yeah. Are you gonna pick the Cowboys for every game?
I'm Tostitos Plaza.
Oh man, I mean, is it even fair?
It is fair.
Okay.
It is fair.
So not even rational.
I'll rationalize it.
Okay.
I'll make it rational.
But you're going to pick
it. It ain't going to be blind faith.
So it's a foregone conclusion.
You Tostitos Plaza.
I'm Tostitos Plaza over here.
So he can mark you down right now for every game for the Cowboys.
So what you trying to say, D-Man?
I'm asking. I want to know if, like, when we come in, are you like, all right, well, let me see if this is a team that we might lose to, whatever. You like, man, I don't care what's going on.
I just don't. Where you gonna pull out the? You still got that same bag?
Nah, we got a new bag.
Okay, I'm like, come on, dude, get a new fresh bag and salsa.
Got a new one.
Okay,
all right, I see.
So look, man, I'm a rational. I'm a rational human being, man.
You are rational.
I am rational.
So
if I see anybody that I think that we absolutely cannot beat, then I will let you know.
If Micah Parsons wasn't playing against the Bengals, would you have still picked the Cowboys?
I still would have picked them.
Okay.
You said rational. Okay, I was going to check and see how rational. I'm just saying.
You trying to go to that torch
suitcase? I'm trying to see. I just want to know.
You trying to go to that torch class? Yeah. Reasonable person.
Are you dealing with one? That's
I said what I said.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I'm happy for you, man.
21-20. You said it.
I said what I said. And can I talk about the briefcase?
Proceed.
Okay. So what I understand right now, the Dallas Cowboys have, lucked themselves into a really, really good player. And maybe one of those generational players. And when you have somebody on the field that can wreck an offense the way that Micah Parsons just did, everybody else is going to benefit from number 11 being on the field. And you know what? They'll point out the play where he scooped inside of Leo Collins and put pressure, all the obvious plays. But you know the other things that don't stick out is when they bring an extra tight end in and then they chip him with a tailback and then Dorrance Armstrong is able to get a sack or someone else is it. So all of these guys are having to win their matchup because he's being doubled and triple teamed. I just think, man, all of those things combined makes for one hell of a defense. And for Dan Quinn, he's got to be licking his chops at everything that he can create to have these mismatches up front for this defense. And you got to give this defense some more credit, man, for playing without Jerron Kearse. You know, the green dot, the leader on that back half, and they did a damn good job.
Listen, because we all know Micah Parsons had a hell of a game. He had a hell of a game. He's probably going to be the best player on the field. Every time he steps on there, all right, he played well. You can even hear Joe Burrow as he's calling the plays, whatever, 36 bullet left, blah, blah, chip. because that's the type of impact that he was having on the game. They were making sure that they were going to get some hands on Micah Parsons so he could not wreck their game. But I'm going to step in and give the secondary all they do, because I've been on here talking about Trayvon Diggs. He needs to find a way not to just be the interception guy. Don't just be that guy who is going to risk it all if you're not getting interceptions and you're not making any impact on the game.
You've been hard on him.
He is playing ball.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I thought that he played well. He came up big in big-time situations. Jamar Chase caught the slant on him on fourth. It happens. Right. I'm talking about that is probably some of the best coverage that you're going to see on a quick slant on a talent like that, and still have him catch the ball. And then he comes up and makes the play where he's actually hitting the tackle. And you love to see your cornerbacks hitting and tackling. It helps you in zone because now the quarterbacks and receivers are worried about what's sitting out there in the flat waiting for him. But Anthony Brown played well. Yeah. He's continuing to play well. They play good, man. So shout out to the secondary. I'm all on the secondary. I know Micah Parsons did his thing. Big hit, see them coming downhill.
I was very worried about Jaron Kearse not being there. I thought it was going to hurt the Cowboys. Dan Quinn went into the lab, had everyone step up. That was a big concern of mine, and one reason why I thought the Bengals would be able to score some touchdowns in this game. What a fantastic job they did stepping up. By the way, do you remember who was drafted at number 11 before Micah Parsons?
I believe the Eagles got a receiver.
There was a trade. The Eagles were at 10. The Cowboys went down to 12. So Devontae Smith went 10.
10, okay.
He played last night. For your former team.
For the Bears? Who?
Justin Fields.
Oh.
Well, you know, I was out on Survivor. Where were you? I was out. But
I just found that funny.
Church said we should have drafted. Yeah, man. Do you remember? Okay, all right. Church, you're not here today. Sorry.
Church.
This whooping to be waiting on you when you get here tomorrow. It'll be here.
Church, when it comes to quarterbacks, man, just don't believe nothing Church says, man. Church is totally out there. But yes. Justin Fields was drafted at 11. Micah Parsons went 12. And you go back and you think about that draft. Look at the players that went before. Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Zach Wilson, number 2 to the Jets. Trey Lance, number 3 of the 49ers.
Yikes.
Kyle Pitts, number 4 to Atlanta. Jamar Chase, number 5. What was Atlanta thinking, by the way? Why are you taking the tight end?
When you watched them play in college, he was wrecking some stuff. They just thought they had some more weapons.
He won national championship, Jamar Chase. I mean, Jamar Chase so good that he made Justin Jefferson, look like that guy. So Jalen Waddle went 6 to Miami. Penei Sewell went 7 to Detroit. J.C. Horn, who the Cowboys were looking at, went 8 to Carolina. Then 9, Patrick Surtain, who the Cowboys were looking at.
That's what they wanted.
Right? He went to Denver. Then the Cowboys traded down from 10 with Philadelphia. Philadelphia jumps up to take from Alabama Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner. Then the Bears trade up to 11 to take Justin Fields, and then there's Micah Parsons.
I want to give a mulligan to that whole draft because we were in a COVID year. And everything had changed. No. We have to do that because it was a COVID year. You were not able to evaluate players the same way. The draft was completely warped.
Not the players. You mean the people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you were not able to evaluate the same. I just don't believe that if you had an opportunity to interview and look at Micah Parsons, you said, you take any of those teams, any of those 11 teams that passed on Michael Parsons.
They had a combine.
They did not have a combine that year. They canceled it.
They canceled
the combine?
Yeah.
But those teams needed quarterbacks. Those teams needed quarterbacks at the time, so they probably weren't even looking at it.
He didn't play, yes.
He didn't play that year. And then, by the way, after at Parsons 12, your guy went 13, Rashawn Slater. You think about that. 2 All-Pros in that draft went 12 and 13. Wow. But, yes. The
good thing they called Jamar Chase, a good thing that we called Micah Parsons. Other than that, the people at the top struggling.
Man, I'm telling you, man, this is why I say, D-Mac, I know you coming back over. It's going to be about 2 more games. Knew he might not ever recover from week 1. But You coming back, dog. I know you see it. See, if you giving credit. See, you giving credit where credit is due to the secondary, and you've been hard on the secondary than anybody.
No. I've been saying Anthony Brown has been playing outstanding. I have faith in Jordan Lewis. The only thing I said is Trayvon Diggs, if he's not getting interceptions, he needs to make sure that he's making an impact another way. I didn't say he was playing bad.
Yeah, so when you looked at that defensive line yesterday and the way that they performed, even the linebackers, Barr.
Yeah. Well, they played well, but I'm not giving them that. Cincinnati Bengals offensive line is not that good. So they played well, but I'm talking about when you're talking about T. Higgins and Jamar Chase playing against our secondary, that's a hell of a battle. And I believe we won that battle.
Yes.
I think that is one where you're like, man, I don't know that we won that battle.
Yes.
We expected to win the battle. Well, I expected us to win our D-line versus their offensive line.
Come back.
It was this. It's not the team, bro. It's your offensive coordinator.
All right, we got to get you back up.
No, listen. I got that photo of you, how you came in here dressed today, all right? I got that photo of you.
What you got for me, Nui? Holla at me, Nui.
Well, I said that 199 yards only is what was given up by our secondary yesterday. 199. Didn't even get to 200.
Look, it was a fantastic performance, and outside of Chase, the rest of the guys were really, really held in check, and Chase didn't go do what he did week 1 against Pittsburgh. So, look, this defense is really good. You heard Tony Romo talk about how Dan Quinn needs to be, the number one guy.
What's up with that?
Because it's true.
Yeah, why not? All you've been hearing since the guy came in the building is he's changed the culture here. Now, you didn't hear that about, I know you, Mike McCarthy. I'm just saying, Mike McCarthy was here before Dan Quinn got here. And there has been, since they got in training camp, hey, man, this Dan Quinn guy, this DQ guy with the hat back, he walking up and down the field with Micah Parsons and this guy making sure. I can guarantee you that guys on the offense respect Dan Quinn. I'm going to say it. They would go talk to him about whatever off the field type of stuff and lean on him before they would go talk to Mike McCarthy because they feel like they relate to him more or he's able to relate to them more. I think that's what the feeling is inside that locker room.
Denver messed up not getting Dan Quinn. I heard that the GM wanted to hire Dan Quinn, that they knew each other. Maybe it was from Atlanta, but they knew each other. And that John Elway and I think the team president didn't, I think it was Joe Ellis, they didn't want another defensive guy, that they felt we need to get an offensive guy. We're going to have new ownership. And so they went with Nathaniel Hackett. And if you read anything on Twitter about what Let's Ride was doing last night, it was not good. But Dan Quinn would have been great in Denver. And anybody who's halfway just understands football and what effect guys, good coaches can have with a team, they would hire Dan Quinn. Now, if you're Jerry, you're going to be in a position that's really going to be interesting. If this defense continues to ball at this level, think about it. You shut Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got them to 19, and you got
one touchdown.
One touchdown. You got 17 points for the Bengals. 17. People are coming for Dan Quinn, and you're going to have to ask yourself, do you want to keep Dan Quinn? John Gruden was let go by Tampa Bay because they said, we cannot lose Raheem Morris. We cannot let him out of the building. Ted Marshall-Broder lost his job one time because the team said, we can't let Lindy Infante get out of the building. We've seen this happen before in sports. There will be a conversation if this defense continues to play like this, because if Dan Quinn leaves, he's probably taking a bunch of folks with him. Joe Witt, Aiden, Darty, his D-line coach and the secondary, they're probably going to go with him because those are his guys, and he should want to have his guys. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy should go, but I'm just saying you can't tell me that that's not a conversation, because it was the same conversation around here about Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett, where people were like, you know what? We can't let Jason go. People were like, well, do you let Wade? What happens? Jerry was able to convince Jason to come back, gave him a big old large contract, and Jason stayed here until he eventually became the head coach. Dan Quinn, what did he get last year, Danny?
Got him a big raise.
Big old contract, and he convinced him to stay here. So I'm just saying, you go by the history here, it's going to be interesting. Let's take a break, get back to it. It's a victory lap with Heckma Harrison. He was right. We were all wrong. Cowboys win. Put the hat on, baby. Look good, look good. Cowboys win 20-17. Over the Cincinnati Bengals. They were a touchdown underdog. Up next, it is the New York Football Giants, who are in first place in the NFC East. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
It's right above the subway.
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's best network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS One score, September 2019.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Limited tickets for the 2022 Dallas Cowboys season's AT&T Stadium are available now. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. Here in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. We've got the challenge winner, Danny McCray himself, joining us here on a Victory Monday. Barry Church decided that he didn't want to come and face Heckma Harrison for being wrong, but also for saying that Cooper Rush should have been the backup to Will Green. There was a whole lot of wrong going on, Barry Church. He decided to skip out, but not me. I came to take mine like a man.
I should call him and see where he's at.
No, he probably ain't going to pick up.
Yes.
He ain't going to pick up. He ain't going to pick up. I picked the Cowboys to lose 27-20. Heckma Harrison was the only one on the show who picked the Cowboys to win. He said 21-20. Cowboys win 2017. Take that.
Well, look, man, at this point, it's gloating, all right? And I don't want to gloat. I want to be, like my grandma would say, humble yourself. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to humble myself. Nui, we here together. We got to look forward to these New York Giants. We're looking forward to a Monday night football game. So, look, we get 24 hours to celebrate. It's my 24. I'm good with it, baby. I told you.
You might need 48 since we don't play till Monday.
That's right.
Well, let me take my 48 in. Hey, Cooper Rush, you see my boy Coop. You see Coop with Willie the Dilly, wasn't it? 19 for 31. 19, all the doubters, all the haters, where are you at? I want to know, for all of the panic that settled in, man, don't it feel good to know when you come right back and you get that dub? All the haters, man, they just have to shut up. You hear that? You hear nothing. Mike McCarthy was out of here. Sean Payton was in here. We had all kind of crazy stuff going on. Dak was, man, come on now. It's a whole lot of questions being answered.
You think that's over?
Heck, man, come on with that, man.
So all the questions. Wait a minute.
We just had a whole conversation about Dan Quinn, and you mean to tell me if you could have Dan Quinn or Sean Payton as the head coach of this team, who would you take?
No, you listed a whole bunch of things. I wasn't talking about just the coaching part. I'm saying you said all the questions have been answered. That's what you just said. That's how you finished that statement. All the questions. No,
I think anybody that in media that this is their job, they're going to find ways to find a chink in the armor. They're going to find something to write about. This is a long season. I don't fault people for doing that. But what I'm saying is when you're unfair in your assessment of a team, the season's over. We picking fifth in come on now. This is a way better team than that. And if you can't look at this team and see the dogs that they have that can go into New York and win a game without having Dak, without having Amari Cooper, without having all these different – see, See, the end of the ball. You give me that look again, dog. I can't concentrate when you give me that look, man. What is that?
Hey, man, go ahead. Go, keep
I know.
keep running it, man. Keep running it, man.
Because what I'm saying, what I'm basically
this is
saying,
recorded.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Recorded.
And I'm glad it's recorded because at the end of it, man, I'm not trying to be Nostradamus here. What I'm saying is teams are much better than you think they are. Everyone took the week 1 wins and losses and said, oh my God, these guys are so much better than you think they are. So what did the Bills go out and lose today? Are they garbage? Well, I'm just saying.
Well, heck, okay. Listen, Cowboys won. We are happy the Cowboys won. Let's go back to week 1.
We should.
The week 1 discussion was about not sticking to the run when Zeke had 10 for 51. So still not having confidence in your offensive coordinator to do the right thing. It was about penalties. Did we have 10?
No.
Yes. How many penalties we had?
10
we had 10 penalties.
Week 1. Yeah, week 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying coming out of week 1, what we're looking at and saying, oh man, we ain't fixed the penalty problem.
Yes.
Oh, we finna go do the same thing and not lean on the run game.
Right.
Those are things that make you say, oh man, we in trouble. And then you lose your quarterback. Then you're like, oh look. All right, so we're not going to lean on the run. We don't have our starting quarterback, so what are we going to go out here and do? Those are things that you're like, oh, man, our season's over. And then you go to the next week, you say, hold on, we leaning on the run game? We don't have that many penalties? Special teams playing with defense playing with offense?
How about that?
That's when they start looking different. But when your quarterback's out, that first week, everybody's like, man, we got to raise our game. Okay, now you got like 5 more weeks, right?
Yeah.
You got to bring that same intensity 5 more weeks. And if you continue to do that, then I'm on your side.
Okay.
But if we move it to next week and we look like we did week 1, then it's like, oh, bro, we fell for it again.
Okay.
Not falling for it again. My heart was broken when we got out there and Zeke, I'm tweeting about it all day. When Zeke went 10 for 51, I was the most upset person on the players' lounge because I knew what we could be. I knew the defense was going to be stout.
Right.
I knew if we leaned on the run game, it would help us win games, and we did the exact opposite. The same thing we've been doing for the last 2 to 3 years.
Well, somebody was listening, and we got a resolution to our problem.
I had spoken on our show about how I disagree with all the people saying go make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Emmanuel Acho was beating on that drum. The Dan Orlovsky told you got to trade for the Tyler Huntley guy with Baltimore. I was like, no, this is a guy who knows the system. He has won a game here before. You're going to go with Cooper Rush. Happy for Cooper. Give this guy a whole lot. I mean, he made some huevos throws out there, especially on that first drive when they went down for it, found Noah Brown. And obviously, Danny, you can attest to this, having played backups, no backups. So Cooper Rush, Noah Brown, he knew what he could do, had trust. He was good on them, man. Good on them and what they did.
I like he was making the right checks too. Let's not let that be forgotten as well. When you get up there, you see kill. You see him making the correct adjustments specifically in the first half. He was outstanding with what he was there from what we saw.
The 2 games that he's played right now, you've looked at Cooper Rush and said, okay, that young man could go ahead and get down. The one thing I talked about so much last week was for people saying, can Cooper Rush do this? Can Cooper Rush do that? I'm like, guys, it's not all on Cooper Rush. The man stepped up and did his part. And, yes, I know they only scored 3 points in the second half, but they scored the 3 points that they needed here. So hats off to Cooper Rush, hats off to Kellen Moore, hats off to the offensive line, which gave him an opportunity to get out there and be able to make plays. When you talk about the team effort that you did, it was there. Brian Anger punting the football, putting them dudes down there at the 8-yard line.
That's so big.
Okay? I mean,
that was big.
Brian Anger is
caught that, which is crazy, but
no. But that was huge. That punt was what the defense needed to pin them down the way that they did. But I wanted to piggyback off of the point you just made about the offensive line.
Yes.
Tyler Smith, we opened up this when I started with you guys talking about somebody being set up to fail.
Oh yeah,
because it didn't look good. No. It didn't look like he would be able to maneuver, and obviously that first outing didn't look good. Everybody, oh man, you got Dak hurt or whatever. But in yesterday's game, he looked a step better. The confidence was there. He and Forniak playing together. And that's that continuity that this offense has needed. These guys scheming together, playing together. Hopefully they're somewhere sitting together right now, because this is what you're going to need throughout the season until you can get some guys back healthy. I hope that – go ahead.
Do you think they got coaching?
I think you got to give credit where credit is due, that the coaching made the difference yesterday.
Somebody said he wasn't coached.
Somebody
said he wasn't coached when he was here. That when he went to Cincinnati, he said he had coaching.
What was he getting coached to do yesterday?
Ooh.
Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Lyle Collins. Yeah, my guy, 71.
It's not personal.
No, it's not. No, here's the thing.
Hold
on. It's like when you go 2 nights, you got AI one night, then you got Kobe the next night. Okay, sometimes you got TJ Watt, then you turn around and then you got the big briefcase. It's hard, boy.
It's the NFL.
It is. I'm just he got some of the best coming down.
Ain't no East Carolina's on the schedule every week.
Ain't no FAMU.
Hey man, but when you command that type of money, you expect it to perform no matter how many good people you play.
Remember
against.
the quote he had? Your bodyguard is here. Nobody's touching you. That's what he said.
He ain't mean that like
That's
that.
what he said. No, he did.
He meant it, but he ain't mean it like that.
He's gonna be better. But yesterday he went up against a guy who could possibly be the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
So
and even Terrence Steele played better yesterday. I mean, we dumped on him for his penalties, and he played a little bit. Redemption game yesterday, Nui.
Look, at the end of the day, the criticism that CeeDee Lamb took and Terrence Steele, that was fair. That was fair.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay, I'm just saying.
He came back.
It was fair, and yes, he came back and helped make a difference. And guess what? When you, as Mike McCarthy said all week long, you know what? Don't shoot yourself in the foot here. You're gonna have an opportunity. They did that. Back to Lyle Collins. I don't know what he was thinking on one play when Parsons went to the outside, was lined up outside. He gonna go block inside, and Parsons runs straight into him. I'm like, bruh. What are you
trying to do?
Right, yeah.
Are you trying to cancel Christmas?
I'm sure Joe, hey, can you get 11? Just get away.
After that is when Joe starts saying, chip.
and credit Micah Parsons for not getting a personal foul on that, because most defenders, man, when you got a clear shot to a quarterback, you're going to do it. And look, man, there were so many things that happened in the game that I thought the Cowboys had to overcome. Yeah. It was the Anthony Barr penalty at the beginning of the game. It was the fumble by Schultz. You know, and I think
jumping offside on a 4th and 4.
I don't even think Tank was on the field.
He wasn't on the field.
Yeah, that was
Tank was not on the field.
That was number 50.
50?
Yeah.
Not 90? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get that to Tank.
My bad.
But Nui, what I'm saying is the brand of football that they have to play these next couple games until Dak is back, you damn near have to play perfect football.
Well, you can't shoot yourself in the foot.
You cannot. And we had several instances where we did, and luckily our defense was good enough to bail us out, get the ball back with a minute left, and Cooper Rush was able to lead us down and get the dub, baby.
Trayvon Diggs was one of the biggest plays of the game.
Oh.
And it wasn't an interception.
Oh, it was a straight attack. Did you hear Parsons?
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Like he shot out of a cannon?
It was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. Now, I'll say this one thing for Lyle Collins. I will defend him on this. Joe Burrow holds the ball too long. Yeah. Micah did like 3 moves. And like by the time he finished the third move, then he got to Joe. It's like can't nobody block this man off 3 moves. I mean, you got to get rid of the ball, man. He's got to get rid. When you get sacked that much, you're holding on to the ball too long. Tom Brady gets rid of that ball quick, and I love Joe Burrow on this show, man. We Burrow fans, but in trying to wait it out to get the ball down the field to your guys. With that offensive line, it leaks. And with the 2 players he went up against, a defensive player of the year and the other guy who's definitely going to be in the top 5 in voting if he stays healthy, you can't hold on to the ball that long. You got to know you got to get rid of it.
He was getting hit a lot yesterday. And you go back to the Steelers game, he was getting hit a lot. And if you know that he's holding on to the ball too long, he's got to know that he's holding on to the ball too long. I'm asking myself, man, is this kid a glutton for punishment or what's going on? Because, man, when you have offensive linemen that just cannot hold up, and he's waiting. I don't know the route tree that they have in Cincinnati, but they got to change. They got to dumb this thing down. They got to dial it back, because if all he's trying to do is hit long down the field, man, they got to shorten this up, because he will not make it through a season getting hit like that.
Or if the Cowboys defense putting them clamps on you and ain't no separation, you got to hold on to that thing. Rush and cover, baby. Rush and cover.
I know he went to a Super Bowl, but I'm not exactly sold on Zach Taylor as head coach.
He probably would have been fired had it not been for
he got a contract extension based off what Joe Burrow and the rest of them guys did for him. So good on him. All right, Heckma Harrison, man. Congratulations. Danny McCray, first time back since you won. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And we all Cowboys now. Congratulations to us all. We just didn't pick them.
Yes, Kellen Moore, the whole team. Barry Church, his church would have been here to come on here and get it. But Tuesday, we whooping up on Barry on Tuesday, man. He'll go take a golf game on Monday.
We got it. We got it waiting on the BC.
I'm Newey Scruggs. Top of the hour.
Yes.
Head coach Mike McCarthy is going to give his press conference, and it'll be a victory Monday for him. And much props to Mike McCarthy for keeping the ship afloat, getting the guys to believe, and going ahead and winning this game. McCarthy has now lost 3 straight season openers, and he's now won the second game 3 years in a row. Cowboys 1-1. This week they head to the Meadowlands up in New Jersey to face the first place 2-0 Giants. That should be good. And after that, it's Philadelphia. No, it's the Commanders.
The
It's the Commanders.
October the 2nd.
And it's the Carson Wentz has Philadelphia this week and the Cowboys next week. Ooh, it's going to be some fun times. It's about to get good around here. It's about to get good. Positive heck, man. Love you, baby. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!